I'm Mel Dodd. I'm Professor of Architecture and the Director of Monash Urban Lab at Monash Art Design and Architecture. Here at Monash Urban Lab, we're interested in the design of urban environments, particularly the interplay between people, communities, their built environments and broader society as a whole. Our research focuses on the way cities are made, the way they transform over time, and I guess how we can reset, repair and even reimagine our relationship with the built environment through architecture and through urban planning. To do that, we explore design typologies that can better respond to the really complicated mix of social, environmental, economic and also regulatory aspects of sustainable living. What's really special about Urban Lab's approach, in my opinion, is how we work at the intersection of research and architectural design practice. We develop design research that's often prototyped and modelled, tested in the real world, meaning that our research has a direct impact on improving the everyday lives of individuals and local communities in places. One of our research strands focuses on replicable design and delivery strategies for achieving more affordable and equitable housing. For example, out of an Australian Research Council funded linkage project with a not-for-profit industry partner, we produced an affordable apartment building in the Melbourne suburb of St Albans. This project is amazing. It rethinks design's contributions to assisted living environments, ageing in place, and the wider challenges of affordable suburban housing, living and densification.
So this apartment complex is a low-rise apartment as opposed to a high-rise apartment, and it's specifically designed with people who are ageing in place or living with a disability or have other sort of needs requiring care with everyday life.
This was an ageing development that we had with housing that needed renewal, and then we engaged in a research project with MARTA, which was fantastic, and we saw it as an opportunity to look at new models for housing where people could age in place. So we participated on a number of sites across our portfolio and looked at urban infill solutions that could, create density with amenity.
This is a prototype. It's an idea that we hope is replicable and not the exact design, but the approach to thinking about how we can create more options, more diversity in Australian cities.
Another one of our projects, Retrofit Kit, also an award-winning project, was working with the Australian Human Rights Commission and particularly the Disability Discrimination Commissioner. Retrofit Kit really sought to demonstrate design tools to achieve accessible home environments for people with disability. And it advocated for better quality and what we call dignified and inclusive homes through design. So it was communicated through a really amazing exhibition here at MARTA Gallery. That was a very embodied way of representing how those parts and toolkit might work. And we also produced a toolkit catalogue published by the Human Rights Commission.
Working with students across a number of teaching units, we looked at this issue of how we can think about existing housing stock in a way that we can come up with a series of retrofit strategies that can be applied at scale. The very exhibition we're sat in, to me, is an exemplary form of communicating research, which is a demonstration. It's a demonstration or a prototyping of what a house that has dignity but also has disability access might be as a sort of exhibition, and we can walk around it and touch and feel it. Our lab's research output is really quite unique in its breadth and scale. We work from detail right through to strategy, from the design of spaces right through to the development of policies and guidelines. We also work at much larger scale, and that looks at how the design of the collective built environment can have a positive impact on bigger, larger infrastructure, environmental infrastructure, economic systems, and so forth. So what's an example of that? Well, we've worked with really large infrastructure authorities like Melbourne Water through a very big collaborative research project. And that was about understanding how water-sensitive urban design, combined with new housing models, can improve how we use our water resources, as well as really adapt to the increased risk that we know is going to come around of flooding and climate change. In other projects at this scale, we've worked with state and local governments around the link between transport, infrastructure and urban intensification. What opportunities will the suburban rail loop in Melbourne open up for making great places in the middle ring of our suburbs, for example? Or what does a 20-minute neighbourhood actually look like for local communities and businesses on the ground? Whatever scale we operate at, our work is really designed to empower government, planners, private developers, non-profit housing providers, even residents groups, to create replicable solutions that have real impact.